Hi, everyone. My name is Shanda. Welcome to She's Creating an Empire. Our divine community is grateful that you're here. Um, First of all, I want to ask all of you, I know if you're watching live, put a 1. If you're watching the replay, put a 2. And I just got to give a huge shout out to Melanie. You just saw the Meet Your Coach. That's actually Melanie Greeno. She's the founder and CEO here at She's Creating an Empire. And she's coached all of us. And all of our lives are different because she has touched them. And so I'm so grateful that I get to be here to serve this community. And I know for a fact that none of it would be the case without Melanie. So if Melanie's impacted your life or your business, your brand, your bank account, please put a 3 in the comments as a thank you to Melanie. And now, one of the things that we've been doing, because it's really pretty and we like pretty things, is we like to use StreamYard. This is how we're broadcasting this into the Facebook group. You can see it allows us to have these fancy little titles and these little scrollers underneath, and we just think it's cute. So we're using StreamYard, but what it means is that if you haven't given StreamYard permission to see your name, that I don't know who you are until I go back to the Facebook group and check later. So if you could go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give it permission so I can see your names as you comment, that would mean absolutely the world. Okay. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our community. And we are very grateful for you, for Melanie, for this coaching. And one of the things I want to do is I actually want to bring up, we're going to be talking to a bunch of our community members. She's Creating an Empire came together about 3.5 years ago. Mel's been coaching for more like 10 years. And we really created this specific community 3.5 years ago, and it's blossomed. And so have the people within it. And so one of the things that I think is really powerful is a rising tide raises all ships. And there's so many of us that are not where we were 3.5 years ago because of this community. And so I wanted to bring up some of our coaches. I wanted to have, and it's amazing how many put their hand up and volunteered to come and tell you their story and what it's looked like for them. Because I want to tell you my story really, really quickly. Prior to She's Creating an Empire, I thought I didn't like women. And it was kind of this thing. I thought women were catty. I thought I couldn't trust them, but that was really my story. But it was also a reflection of the kind of women I was surrounding myself with. And so I always wanted more women in my life. I always wanted more women in my business, but I really didn't know how to create what I consider to be a safe space to have them connect with us, okay? Or connect with me. And then I met Melanie, and Melanie's like, love them where they are, allow them to become all that they were created to be, and just know that everyone's unique and special. But she also holds this very high value system. So honor, respect, diligence, all of these things are things that we value here at She's Creating an Empire. And so she taught me how to lead the way, go the way, be an example, and then to attract those women into my life. And so She's Creating an Empire has totally changed everything for me. Now I have girlfriends in cities that I've never been to. I have people who are like, come stay at my house because, we've built such amazing relationships here within the community, and we get to travel together. We get to go see the world together. We get to share stories together. I get to watch their children grow up, and we get to pour into each other. And, I see women out there that are doing this thing alone, whether it's business, whether it's, entrepreneurship, whether it's just trying to be a mom, a wife, a human. And it gets really hard sometimes. And there's something special about girlfriends. Actually, Harvard Business School or Harvard Medical School did a study that said that not having an amazing community of girlfriends, not having powerful female relationships in your life is actually the health equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And when I saw that, I actually saw it on Jane Fonda's story, and I was like, I got to Google this. Like, tell me what Harvard says about having powerful women in your life. I couldn't believe it. Like, are you kidding me? And it's true. That's literally, they say that it's the health equivalent of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And I know that's not something that I do. And so I definitely want to say, I'm so glad you're a part of this community, because together we're better, we're healthier, we're wealthier, we're stronger, and it's a lot more fun, right? So I'm going to bring up the women who are here to tell you a little bit about their story. And I'm going to just preface this really quickly by saying that they volunteered their time here today. And they came here to pour into you because at one point they were in your shoes and someone was pouring into them. They were telling them about what was possible and where they had been and what they'd overcome. And they're like, well, maybe if she can do it, I can do it. And there's all of us have that one story. There's one person, maybe two or three or four, where when we heard their story on a Zoom or when we heard their story on a call or when we met them in person, we said, well, just maybe if she can do it, I can do it. And so that experience is one that all of these women have had, and they wanted to be a part of that for you. So maybe you have a dream in your heart. Maybe you have a goal. Maybe you just want to see your babies, have more time with you. Maybe you want to impact the world or clean up the oceans. Maybe you just want to have more money at the end of the month than month at the end of the money. And it doesn't really matter for us what brought you here or what it is that are the desires of your heart. But we hope that by the end of today, not only will you have a lifeline and a little bit of ray of hope, but a couple of next steps that will help you get there so that whatever empire you're creating, we can help you put in a couple of those brick by brick, okay? So I wanna bring up the women who are already here so you can see them really quickly. I'm gonna do a quick 180 of everyone. So we have Lisa Morris. She's been with She's Creating an Empire for several years, working with Melanie for like 6, I think. Carly Bess is a brand new coach. She's just started with us. She's been an online entrepreneur for several years, and she's a mama and an amazing lady. We've got Sydney, who has just like the glow up is real with this girl. Watching her over the last few years has been so inspiring. She is a mom. She is a dynamic woman, and I can't wait for you to hear her story. We have Regina, who is just a boss. I cannot believe the transformation that I've seen with her over the last 6 years. It's been incredible. And I know Megan is going to be here as well, but she's actually a lab technician. So she's just busy going for her lunch break so she can come and pour into you guys on her time. So I want to say thank you, ladies. Let's get some love in the chat for each of these ladies. Just say thank you because they're volunteering their time here today to inspire, to connect, to equip us so that we can all build our empire together, okay? And yes, take pictures, tag us in it. The picture on the front of this event was so inspiring. I was like, I want that with all our faces. So please do. We would love that. Okay, so now I'm going to ask everyone but Lisa to just go into the waiting room. And I want to ask Lisa to just share a little story with you, okay? So Lisa, prior to finding She's Creating an Empire, finding Melanie back in 2008 when the economy was doing what it was doing, where were you and where are you now? And tell us how this community has played a role in that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I was a single mom with 2 boys, stuck in my job, like literally stuck. I was living paycheck to paycheck, working 3 jobs, and never had enough income at the end of the month or even at the end of the week. Sometimes the day I worried about whether the lights were going to be on when I got home or the water, which one was going to be shut off this week, So it was a big struggle before I met She's Creating an Empire. It was nasty, nasty. Yeah.
And now?
And so now I am in a 6-figure job. I love what I do. I work with people and women, especially every day. I connect people to other people. My husband and I travel the world together, scuba diving. That was never even a thought in my mind back before She's Creating an Empire. We're now professional scuba divers. We teach other people how to scuba dive. I have 8 sources of income. She's Creating an Empire and coaching women is one of them. And then I recently just added another one. Yay, Chandra. So I'm taking my coaching business into another direction and going to help people find jobs and advance their careers and get that unstuck feeling for people who are maybe not wanting an entrepreneurship, but wanting to be more, do more with their jobs. So I'm super excited.
Yes, I'm so proud of you. And I love watching you evolve and grow and ask questions. And, it's really cool because Lisa joined the CEO school a few months ago. And what happened for her, she went from being a coach and a salesperson of other people's programs to really harnessing her own magic, her own experience. And now she's creating her own programs. And so I am so grateful you're in that CEO school. It's changed my life as well. So
Yes.
I am so glad. And now tell us the power of the community for you. Like I mean, your story's insane. So what role did this community play? What role does having powerful women around you play in your success?
So we don't get women, like I didn't have support outside like my boys, and my mom supported me, but that's a different support, and so I was in a males dominated industry, and there was no support. There was no, like, we think differently, we act differently, women in general, and so I didn't feel support. I felt the support of the world on my shoulders, and I had no cheerleaders. I had nobody saying, "Hey, you can do it even when you're not doing it," and you got it in you, and somebody to believe in you. Like, that was the biggest thing, because I had a very low self-esteem. I didn't think very highly of myself, let's put it that way. And today, through the help of this community, like, I feel like I'm the queen. I told my husband the other day, he said, you're a princess. And I said, no, 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 no. I'm a queen. I'm a queen. And he was like, oh, wait a minute. And I was like, yeah, you got it right. I'm a queen. And we're all queens. We're all important in this world. We all help every day, every movement. And this community, just having that support behind us, and like, there's no competition between us. There's no, hey, I'm better than you, or anything like that. And when you get into like corporate professional world, you have that a lot. A lot of people are competing for the same place you are. And really, there's enough room at the top for all of us. So
That's so good. And what's funny is Mel actually told me a story a while back, and I remember it. It was on an event like this. And she's like, ladies, men don't support each other. It's not a thing they do. So looking for support from your husband, like, of course he's going to love you and he's going to have your back, but that's not what they do, right? They don't support each other. They're not like, support my dreams. They're like, dude, get to work, right? So there's something really powerful about how we come together and become cheerleaders and are that support system. I am so grateful that you're here. Thank you, Lisa, for taking out of your day to pour into these ladies. If there was one piece of advice that you could give them, what would you say to someone who's sitting there that's just like maybe struggling financially, or at the beginning of starting their career, or at the beginning of building a brand or a business? What's the one piece of advice you would give them?
Yeah. Start dreaming. Literally, like, I quit dreaming. I didn't have a dream. I didn't have anything. Start dreaming. It can happen. Start dreaming. Get in and get active in this community. If you put a step forward, we're going to put 3 steps behind you. We're going to support you all the way. These women love to help with other women. And if you don't connect with me, connect with Chandra. If you don't connect with Chandra, connect with somebody, because there's so many different personalities, and so many different women that have different, we all kind of have the same goal. We all want that freedom and everything, but we all have a different way we're going to get there. And there is many different ways, and we can help guide you in that direction. So yeah, get involved. That's the biggest thing. Just take that step forward and get involved. So yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Lisa. Let's get some love for Lisa in the chat. Thank you, Lisa, so much. And we really appreciate you. Now, like she said, take that step forward. Now, a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? How do I do that? I'm already in the Facebook group. What the heck are y'all talking about? So I'm going to get Cassie to drop in my strategy call link in the comments here so that you can actually book a strategy call with me. What that does is it's a discovery call to see where are your goals, where are you now? Where are your goals? Do we have resources to help you? We're not looking to work with everyone. We don't have time or energy or the resources to work with everyone. We're looking to work with people who want results like Lisa. And so I'm going to get my strategy call link dropped here in the chat so that you can book that time to figure out what the right thing is for you. If this community resonates, then, the strategy call is a good idea. Okay. Okay. So the next step, I want to bring up Regina. Iturralde. Am I saying this right? You have to help me with your last name because I cannot sound it out. So Regina is a realtor. She has scaled her business. Did I say it right?
Iturralde. You're good.
Iturralde. Okay, I'm gonna nail it. So Regina is a realtor. She is a mom. She is a grandma. She is a team lead. She has multiple streams of income. She's a coach. She has paid off over $30,000 in debt. She is truly a glow up story that we are very proud to be a part of here at She's Creating an Empire. And so I want you to tell them a little bit about how the community played a role in your journey.
Okay. Like she said, my name is Regina Iturralde. And prior to me joining this community, I, like Lisa, felt a little lost. I was getting to that age where I just felt like, is this all there is to life? I wasn't 20 anymore. I was getting to the mid 40s. And so I found this community. And what I absolutely love about it is that we're all different, but we're all the same. We want to encourage, we want to inspire, we want to educate. And hey, let's get some infinity 8s for Shanda, because I totally appreciate you so much, because you've been part of my journey and I'm just thankful. And can we put a 1 for Melanie? Because she's watching, she's the 1 in a million that has this community going for us. And I just so appreciate it. So thank you. But back to my story. And when I found this community, I finally found people who believe like me, people who wanted more, people who wanted to leave legacies for their children's children, people who were older than me, younger than me, but wanted that growth and wanted that camaraderie to come around side of us and just encourage us. I have met amazing friends here. I have met amazing women who aren't in real estate like me, but are in different avenues. And I'm so appreciative for this community and how it's rallied around me. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it hadn't been this for community. Absolutely not. I know that I know, and I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm so excited for my future, definitely with these women.
It really is special, isn't it? Okay, so tell them about the power of events. One of the things that I think is really cool is, even though I have never lived in the same country you live in, we've met multiple times around the world. And in She's Creating an Empire, we have a retreat coming up in Panama where we're all going to get together. We're going to pour into each other, lift each other up, create a safe place where we can be poured into instead of having to give and take care of and manage everything. And we're going to have a blast. And Mel's going to be sharing some efficient tools to be able to scale our business. And so because you and I have met at so many events around the world, I would love for you to talk to them about the power of in-person events and really why, if they're considering kind of getting more connected to this community, why coming to Panama might be a good thing.
Perfect. Melanie is by far the best. I've looked at other things, and what she's doing for this community and for you guys who are listening, or somebody you know, she's going to do a retreat in Panama, all exclusive. You're going to be near her. I mean, you're going to be able to touch her. And there's something about when you get together. I mean, I've taken pictures with Melanie. I've taken pictures with Shanda at our different things that we do. And it's just nice to rub elbows. You know, they say iron sharpens iron. And that's what you're going to get at this Panama retreat. It's going to be amazing. It's her first one. So there's always something special about first ones. And you're going to get to hear like-minded people just like you. And that's what's amazing. You know, we always say kind of as women, oh, I don't know if anybody thinks like me, or is that true? Or no, Melanie's going to put all nonstop. She's going to do it, and she's going to do it good, just like she always does. And I'm so excited for this retreat. And what we're going to learn there and what we're going to come back with is not even, it's unpriceable. Really, it is, because of the community and just because of what Melanie has planned. She's going to have a white party. She's going to have a pink party. Of course she is, because she's pink, pink, pink. And then we're the last day at the beach, guys. I mean, you're going to learn all this stuff, and then you're going to get to be in, you know, clear water with Shanda in a bikini. Go figure.
It's going to be so much fun. And you know what's funny is that every single time I set my intention at the beginning of the day. What am I going to focus on? What am I going to promote? What do I want to talk about? And what do I want to help people with? And what I know is no one on this planet can spend 2 days with Melanie, 2 days with this community, or 4 days, I guess. It's 4 days with Melanie, 4 days with this community. No one can feel the energy here in Panama and leave the same. And so if you're looking for transformation, you're sick of that current reality, then you got to get on this Panama retreat. So Cassie's going to share the link down there. Thank you, Regina. Let's get some love for Regina.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
I love you grow, and I can't wait to hug you again soon. Okay, so now we have Megan. Megan's going to join us. She's a lab tech in Kelowna. She was raised to do all the right things, get the good job, get the degree, get the good job, buy the house and do all of it. And then she realized that that wasn't everything she wanted. And so, Megan, I want you to talk to them about the power of this community for you, a little bit about your debt story, a little bit about what you see for your future, and why you love being a part of She's Creating an Empire so much.
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm excited to be on here. Thank you for having me. Yes. So like Shanda said, I did all the right things. I went into my 20s with, I had my family who fought about money their entire marriage. And I set out that I'm going to be career driven and I'm going to be financially independent. And so I did it. I did all the things. I checked the boxes. I went to BCIT and got my mid-lab science degree. And I started in the lab when I was 20. And I found myself at 26 living at home, and I was more than 60,000 in debt, and I was living at home. And one story, as Regina was speaking, was that I remember I went up north to work because I wanted to find a way to get ahead. And so I was working 30 days in a row with callback hours, which means I worked 24 hours, and I did 52 hours of callback that month. And on my callback on my last day at midnight, I was in tears because I just couldn't do this anymore. And although that paid for my condo that I bought, I realized that I had hit burnout and I wasn't anywhere where I wanted to be. And I thought, you get a good career so that you could get ahead in life. And I wasn't getting ahead. I was just running the hamster wheel, more or less. So I ended up being diagnosed with burnout, and I didn't know where to go, and I didn't have a support system until I found She's Creating an Empire. And my life has changed drastically. I've learned now financial literacy. I understand like consumer debt. I've paid off more than 60,000 in my own consumer debt, and I have a support system here who has pulled me out of, like, I don't know who I was in healthcare. I was this person that showed up to work every day, and this community really has given me the confidence to speak my voice and to put, learning how to pay off debt and how to even just to have a conversation with somebody, like the simple saying hi to someone. And, it's just made a huge difference in my life. And I now have 3 additional income streams in addition to my lab work. And I no longer feel like I'm at the mercy of my full-time job, and that, I'm 35 and we're looking at having a family, and being able to recognize that now that I don't have the stress of being a lab tech full-time, and that I possibly have the opportunity to work from home with my other income streams, is just so freeing, and like a breath of fresh air. And this community truly has been that like place where I get to, that's opened my world more than anything. So I thank Shanda and Melanie for your vision for being here. And it's just been an incredible 2 years working with all of you.
I love your story. It makes me tear up every single time. And I'm just so proud of you. And I think that what's really special, one of the things that you said that a lot of people don't talk about, is finding your voice. I wasn't allowed to speak up in corporate America. And I know that even in the healthcare field, they don't even, you're in a uniform basically, right? You don't even have that sense of personal expression the same way. And so, when you really are trying to fit in, and I heard this thing from Brene Brown that wrecked me the other day. I'm going to do something with it on social media. She said, the opposite of belonging is fitting in. And this is through scientific research, right? She's a scientific researcher. She's like, because fitting in requires you to assess a situation, assess a group of people, figure out what the expectations are, and then meet those expectations to be able to fit in. Belonging demands uniqueness and authenticity, that we be ourselves. And when you truly belong is when you are accepted for who you are. And I was like, that's what we do. You are never going to fit in here. We do not do that. We are a flock of black sheep. We are all eagles. And it's not about trying to fit in. It's about being who you were created to be. It's about that sense of self-expression. It's about finding our voice and using it. It's about, you know, embracing our standards and our needs and our goals and the things that make us black sheep. And so, Megan, I'm really proud of you, because it takes a lot of guts to step out and do that, because it's kind of nerve-wracking. I can speak from experience, but you continue to dive in, you continue to grow, you continue to be a part of such a valuable part of our community. And so I'm really, really, really grateful that you're here and that you took time on your lunch break to come and visit us.
I wouldn't miss this for anything.
All right, let's get some love for Megan in the chat. Say thank you, Megan. We're very, very grateful you were here. And now who's next? Let's do Carly. Yes. So Carly, this is a really funny story, you guys, okay? So I set a goal some time ago to be like Melanie, okay? And Melanie is a speaker, author, coach, top business person, dynamic wife, amazing human being all around, right? And so I had an opportunity to be a part of a book. And in that book, I got a chance to speak on a virtual stage. And Carly saw me on this place. And she's like, I just read your story and we have to be friends. And I was like, we had like 4 conversations and I knew that we were officially besties. She has such a passion for women. She absolutely knows what authenticity looks like, because she is authentic. Like when it comes, she doesn't fit in, she belongs. And that's because she shows up as herself. She is a mom, and that is a big priority for her, but she also wants to lead this huge movement of women. And she's like, who better to teach us than Melanie and Shanda, this community, this amazing group. And she contributes so much. She's on every call. She's pouring into every chat. She's always doing her homework. Like, this woman is hunger. She is, you know, passion on fire. And I'm really, her story's very cool, actually, because she built a very dynamic network marketing business and then had time with her children, where when she was pregnant, you know, I hope you don't mind me sharing. Can I share?
Go for it.
Okay. So she almost lost her life and her baby's life multiple times. So she was actually on bed rest. She really had to take care of her home. And then when her baby, you know, is here and they are both very healthy and happy. And she's like, I want to relaunch my business, but I want it to be in a really authentic way that works around my family. And so she's putting her family as a priority. And that's something we really value. It's really important to us that we put family first, because truthfully, that's what all of this is for, right? And so Carly, I really want you to talk about what it's like building a business as a mom at home with only babies around most of the day, and what it's been like to be a part of a community in that process.
It is beautiful chaos. It is one of those things where I can schedule things as best as I can, but I need to be able to take care of my littles. So I don't have the opportunity to work outside the house right now. And having something like She's Creating an Empire and my network marketing allows me to not only be home with my babies, which is where I want to be, even if I had the opportunity to work outside the house. It allows me to do it on my own time, so that I don't have to move my life. I don't have to move mountains to make things work, because that's what it feels like sometimes when it's chaotic. It feels like you're moving mountains just to make things work, and it's exhausting if you have to do that all the time, and I can't. So it becomes your own routine, and you get to move things the way you need to in an authentic way, so that everything can feel good for you. And I wasn't feeling good about everything, and when I met you, I was like, hey, she feels good, I want that. So when I met you, I was like, whatever she's doing, I need to figure out for my own life and for my own way. And it's crazy, it's craziness, but you got to find what works for you.
It's so true. And how many of y'all moms can relate? Say like, put mom in the chat if you're a mom who's like trying to juggle all the stuff and you're like, I just need something that works in the mommy cracks. And it's something that we're really passionate about, is equipping women to do that. And watching you thrive in that role is really inspiring to me, Carly. I can't wait to be a mom just like you one day and be able to put my business around my babies. And I am so grateful that you're an example of that. So tell us what in this process, being a part of this community, has been like for you.
It's been a huge part. When I was going through all of my health crisis, it was really overwhelming with all the stress. And then, I came through and I was starting to get back to healthy, but I wasn't getting back to me. The me that I was has changed. But on the inside, I still wasn't feeling like me. I felt like I lost me along the way. And as much as that's fine, it was also like, where do I go from here? How do I find me again? How do I find my voice? I felt like there was a huge disconnect from my inner being, if that makes sense. I felt like I couldn't connect to myself, and all of a sudden I stopped dreaming. I completely stopped doing what made my heart happy. And I couldn't even think of what made my heart happy anymore, so I didn't know what to do to try. And introducing you guys into my life, it's been magical to say the least, but it's helped me to rediscover myself, of who I am now, not trying to fight for who I was before, but finding who I am now and finding my voice now, and reconnecting to, I want to say, my inner child, my inner soul fire that allows me to dream big and not feel silly about it, and not think, well, that's not possible, that's just too big of a dream, or that's like, it's not a reality kind of thing. I used to dream huge when I was younger, and I believed every single thing was possible. I was raised to think that if you put in hard work and if you have the determination, that you can do it. And then I lost that. I completely lost that when I was dealing with everything. And when I started to get back to me, I was like, after going through almost losing my life is too short. Life is way too short. We have to dream big. And I lit that fire again with She's Creating an Empire, and I'm feeling more like me than I think I have in the last 10 years. And it's been a really, really life-changing experience for me in a very positive way.
I'm so loving that. The idea that you're that soul fire, that inner child, like if that's not the place to create a life from and to be a mother from, think about what you're inspiring your littles to become. Oh, I'm so happy and so proud of you. And what I want to share with you guys, here's a really fun one. I mean, yes, her social media reaches up, and yes, she's got more prospects than ever. And yes, she's got more income streams and all of the, real money stuff. But being able to feel like yourself in a very self-expressed way in a new season, right? I've met women who are widowed, who are empty nesters, who are new moms. And that rebirth is a big deal. It's a big deal because you're not the same person, but you don't want to lose that essence, that inner child. And so the fact that you've connected to that is, in my opinion, a bigger win than anything that we could ever create financially. But it's kind of cool that the rest of it follows. So Carly, when did you start with She's Creating an Empire?
Beginning of the new year.
Not bad for y'all. Like, let's go. It's amazing what's possible in just a few months. And I cannot wait. I tell Carly all the time, like, having a front row seat to your transformation, like 5 years from now, sheesh. Let's go, lady. Well, let's get some love for Carly in the chat. Thank you so much, beautiful, for being here, for being a powerful part of our community. Before I send you away, I want to ask you, you were one of the first people to register for Panama. Can you tell these ladies why it is that someone who's never met any of us, who is a stay-at-home mom with a bunch of littles, who is like, I'm coming to Panama, a country she's never been to. I don't even think you had your passport yet. You got to tell them why you were so enthusiastic about coming.
If I feel this energy online, and we've never met, and all of your training and Melanie's training, and everything that I've done in the past few months, if I feel that from online, can you imagine what I'm going to get in person? It's a whole other realm. We have as much as we can connect online, we have a disconnect. Things are separate, and we can turn it off and we can shut it away, or we can have it not resonate as much. If I'm getting all of this from you guys online, there was no way I was going to be missing Panama. Getting to meet you guys in person, getting to feel your energy in person, and getting to ask questions one-on-one and just have you guys pour into us, and the chance to learn, and the chance to learn front row right there. I was not about to not jump on that. Literally, I think I was the first one, and I was like, nope, it's happening. I did not have my passport. I did not have a plan. I was just like, nope, I'm going. This is it.
It made me so happy. I was so thrilled. And you know what? I'm the same way. I was thinking about this. I was like, think about what we create in terms of impact and income and, you know, a people's connection to their truth and all these things that we do so powerfully online here because of the community. I believe that energetically it's powerful what we create. And even though we're connected online, we're all here, we're all present, we all set our intentions. But like in person, y'all, and Melanie's one of those people that like can in 3 seconds say something that shifts your whole paradigm forever. And it's absolutely crazy. And she'll do it off the cuff while sipping her morning coffee. And you're like, I can literally never see the world the same. Like, I cannot wait for you to see how that inspired kind of one-off comments come and shift your soul and pour into your cup. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is I see all these mamas who are running the world. They're running their business, they're running their bank accounts, they're taking care of the kids, they're taking care of hubby, they're taking care of their body, they're doing all the things. And like, this is a place where we got you. You don't have to be on, you don't have to carry all the stuff. You don't have to be anything for anybody. You just get to come and receive and be filled up. And the idea of holding that space for so many of you who serve so many on a daily basis gives me such joy that I can't even say. So I can't wait to meet you. You are going to have, I'm going to be standing. It's so funny because Mel's already delegated the registration table to a couple of people. And I'm just going to stand there and hug people. Clearly, I'm not doing the paperwork. Like, I could, but that's a bad idea because I'm just going to be hugging and crying and loving on all of you. I can't wait to see you, Carly.
I can't wait to see you.
Yes. Okay. So if all of that sounds like something you need to do, I'm going to get Cassie to throw the retreat link in there again. We have 10 days left, 9 days left before the early bird special ends. And then it goes up by, I think it's 50% increase in price. Right now it's a 40% off. So we've got payment plans. We've got a crazy discount. This is literally the cheapest we can do it. And here's the other thing is after April 20th, when the early bird pricing ends, we actually have to give up our room block at the hotel. So we're not even guaranteeing that there's availability even at the higher price. So do not miss this, even if it's just putting down a deposit and taking one of the payment plans. Not a problem. Let's see you in Panama. And I can't wait to give you a hug, Carly. Thank you. Let's get some more love for Carly. Thank you, lady. Now I am going to bring up last but not least, Miss Sydney Crow. This woman's, I just can't. Her heart, her passion, her professionalism. This, when we talk about going pro, a lot of people show up for the community. They show up for the product. They show up for the debt reduction, the income creation. They show up for, you know, the front end, but very few people decide to go pro and decide to become a professional online income coach, decide to become a professional leader, decide to take their roles in life as seriously as Sydney has. And watching you go from wondering and curious and kind of lost to on a mission and confident and strong and empowering women globally, it makes me so happy that you're here. And so I just wanted to, first of all, say thank you for being you. And second of all, of course, I wanted to ask you if you'd be willing to talk about what it is that you felt that first time that you were here. You know, I know that it was a December and you were watching us on Zoom and, you know, there was something you felt in that you could feel through the computer. And then what it was about the community that kept you so engaged and pressing forward, even when, you know, you had questions and all of that.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for having me on this amazing panel of women. I feel so honored to be in this company with everybody that has already spoken. And as everybody has already said, Melanie, being our CEO and leader here, just pours into this community like something I've never experienced in my life. So I'm so grateful for everyone here. Yeah, it was your She's Creating an Empire Christmas party. It was end of November, early December of 2020 that I first got exposed to this community. And I had a friend invite me to a Zoom, and I was like, okay, I'll put it on in the background. I had no interest in really paying any attention to it. I thought I would watch my TV and just kind of appease my friend who had invited me, because I didn't know what I didn't know. And I had never known that a community like this could exist, let alone did exist in this capacity. And I remember that feeling that you and Melanie were pouring into this community, into this group of women. And I was like, what is going on this Zoom? And so I turned my TV off. I was so enthralled in the energy that it was palpable to me. Like I said, I had never experienced that just because I didn't know. Like Meg had said, and a few others, I had grown up with this hard work mindset, checking all the boxes. And I had gotten to a point where I was a mom of 2 young kids, and my life, honestly, from the outside looked great. It looked like I had checked all the boxes, and I had the house and the husband and the kids and the car. And honestly, I felt so empty inside, and I didn't understand why I felt that way. I had so much mom guilt around that, because I was like, why isn't this enough for me? And then I got around this energy of women, and I was like, this is why. There is so much more to life. There is so much more inside of me that I can pour out and be a part of this community. And it really just lit a fire. It brought me back to life. And the last 3 years has just been picture perfect, I guess. I don't know. The energy that I feel and the ability that I can pour into other people and be a part of this community has been life-changing for me. And so, yeah, that was that was my first exposure, and I'm forever grateful, because it completely changed the trajectory of my life. And now I get to wake up every single day feeling grateful for my babies and my husband and all the things that I had before, but in a different capacity, because my cup is overflowing into them and not just draining out of me.
Oh, it's so good. You know what's funny is, one of the things that I think is really cool about Melanie is that and I read it, I forget where I read it, but it said a good coach helps you say, I did that. And so many people want a handout, show me how, do it for me, like, the done for you season. And truly a good coach shows you what to do and then helps you say, I did that. And Melanie's very good at that. And it's one of the things that I think is, because she's not even here, right? Why? Because she equipped and empowered us to celebrate each other, which is like ultimate leadership. And one of the things that she says is, she's like, all I want at the end of each day is to be able to see women that say, I was headed down a path and then I met her. And so many of you guys, if you guys were going one way and then you got exposed to Melanie and things are different, I want you to put different in the chat, because that is my story too. Like, when it comes to the way that you said, like, this is where I was going, and then now it's never going to be the same. Like, same, Sid. Like, it's the same. And so I'm very grateful that she continues to pour into us and that we have this space, right, ladies? I'm so glad.
So grateful.
One of the things that's coming up, as we've talked about a few times, is Panama. And just like Carly, you were like one of the first people to get your registration in. You and I have met around the world, just like me and Regina. We've been able to, I think we've met more times in cities that we don't live in than cities that we do live in. Like, I don't know if I've ever been to your
my city.
I've never been to your hometown. You've never been to mine, but we've met many times, which I think is so cool. And so, now that we're both world travelers, and obviously you're coming here to Panama, I would love for you to explain what it is about traveling to events, what it is about this retreat that had you so excited, and what you'd be willing to tell someone who maybe hasn't done a personal development trip or hasn't met Melanie in person, some advice for them.
Yeah. So get to the event. 100%. Like there's just no question about it. And the reason why I so confidently can say that is because it's the conversations that happen behind the scenes. The events are great, and there's going to be so much information and so much value for what Melanie puts out, but it's the conversations behind the scenes that happen. Like there was an event where we were just having dinner post convention, and it was that conversation that had the most value for me at one of our more recent events. And honestly, it is like Carly said, if there's this much energy kind of coming through the computer screen from my very first exposure to She's Creating an Empire to this event today, there is a ton of energy and value that comes through the computer screen. But when you can rub elbows and get in that same room, the energy is, I mean, it's just a level higher, and you can't replace that. Like Regina said, there's so much value that money can't buy when you get in the same room as these people like yourself and Melanie, and just the community itself. So get to Panama. There's just no way around. There's lots of struggling, right? Like my husband's going to be flying solo with the kids. They've got activities, they've got all the things. Like it's definitely not an easy feat when you have kids and other businesses and all the things, but I can promise you that the value will be there for sure. And it's not something that you're going to want to miss.
For real. And you guys haven't even seen the sunsets here. You haven't even seen, like, I was telling Sydney about the sunsets. She's like, it's so pretty. I was like, no, it's literally like God painted a painting for me. And it's like, you can feel it in it's literally a family appointment. All of us go on the deck at sunset and watch the sunset. It's magic. And the ocean at Sandglass, you got to Google SAN_BLAS. Literally one of the world's top 10 beaches. It's never been developed on. There's 360 islands. We're going to go to 3 of them. It's a tribe of people who still live off the land, and they catch fish with their bare hands. And they literally are going to take us to their home, and we're going to sit in hammocks on a white sand beach and play in the Caribbean Ocean that is so blue that you've never seen anything like it. And you're going to do that with all of us. And it's so special. It is a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. And for me to have that, plus the community, plus the all-inclusive stay, plus the yoga. We actually got a wedding venue. So it's a place where people get married. Like it's an outside gazebo that could seat 100 people. And we've reserved it for yoga in the morning.
Oh, I cannot wait. Like, honestly, just like the wellness and there's going to just be so much that comes from it. And you get to collect another passport stamp, which is a big goal of mine. I love to travel the world. So
it's so funny. I was just thinking, because my passport, I got some damage on it, so I need to renew it. And I was like, I want it back. I want to cut out all my stamps and put them in a scrapbook. Do you think they'll let me? Like, I'm worried they're going to take my passport stamps from me. So funny, but for real. Yeah, right. I'm like, I need it. So when it comes to this retreat, I want you all to know you're going to be able to meet and connect with these ladies in person. You're going to be able to be poured into. You're going to be able to be equipped. You're also going to be able to rest. You're going to be able to rest and actually feel that peace and that sense of stillness that your creative, loving gentleness can come from. And I don't know about you, but I'm really sure that my clients, my family, myself need some gentleness from me sometimes. But also you can get this steadfastness. It creates this clarity and this ease that when that's how you build your business, when that's how you build your social media, when that's how you build your family, it's like this, it's solid, but it's also gentle. And that's the energy we're going to bring you into. We're going to help you get familiar with. We're going to pour into that. We're going to help you recalibrate so that not only will you be equipped, but you'll also be well rested. And the social media content. One of the things Grace said last week was she's like, I was telling people I was building a business online, but then all they did was see me driving Uber and staying in my hometown. Of course, they didn't trust me. But once I started traveling and I started going to business events and I started being seen doing the things that I said I was going to do, now it's like I put them on notice when I told them I was going to build my business. And then when I went and did it, they're like, oh, she was serious. And then they took her seriously. And so when you take pictures on beaches like Sandblast, like I promise y'all, I just ordered a fuchsia pink bathing suit because I got to be on brand, because y'all know, like, even my lipstick is on brand. But for real, the pictures with the palm trees, the sunsets, the fresh food, the food that we're going to have on Sandblast is literally caught that day from, I mean, if you want fish, you can have fish, but they literally catch it that day from the locals. And it's just something that's so special. When you drive through the jungle, last time I saw a toucan when I was there, and there's going to be fresh fruit on the buffet for breakfast. We're going to have sunset parties each night, and the business skills are going to be next level. So I really hope you guys come. I cannot wait. We only have 40 spots and we're 50% sold out. And the deadline for early bird pricing is in 9 days. So reserve your spot. Don't miss this. Do not miss this. This will be one of those legendary moments where 10 years you'll be able to say, I was there when. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Cassie, can we get the retreat link dropped one more time? I also want to just say, some people don't know if this retreat is for them. They're like, you know, I really feel solid on my brand. I'm not sure if the business content is what I want, or I'm not really sure the logistics of getting to Panama because of some sort of, you know, personal situation, or I want to make sure this is going to meet my needs personally. And if that's the case for you, that's what I'm here for. I know the curriculum, I know the city, I know the country, and I know Melanie. And so I do not want people who aren't going to be a value add to the community, or this isn't going to add value to them. We want happy customers leaving this retreat, of course. So what I want you to do is I want you to book a strategy call. Okay, so I have a strategy call link that's going to be thrown in the chat here as well. So whether it's a program, a community next step, you're like, how can I get more involved? How can I get how do I get what they got? Like, this sounds like fun, or maybe maybe the retreat is for you. If you're just curious how you can get the right next steps from She's Creating an Empire, that's what this strategy call is, okay? So for all of you Momentum Group members, we are starting in 9 minutes. We've got a dynamic sales training that's gonna show you exactly how I was able to sell over $5 million worth of products and services in my career, and I can't wait to show you the secrets. And if you're one of those people who's like, wait a second, I want those secrets, again, strategy call. That's what it's there for, to see if the Momentum Group is something that we think you're a good fit for. So you are so welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Make sure you help us on our mission. We're on a mission to empower 1 million women with the message of financial literacy and help them find their voice, okay? So how you can help us in this mission is by adding 5 people to this Facebook group. And I get to see who adds people. So if you're willing to go and join us on our mission, that would mean the world. And I can't wait to see who does. So your homework today from today's call is to book a strategy call if you want to lean forward and you want to see if there's more ways we can serve you, to get registered for the retreat, and then to add 5 people to the Facebook group so that we can empower, enrich, and educate even more people. So thank you, ladies. I will see you next week, and I'll see the Momentum Group members in 7 minutes.